He looked like a normal father, quiet, calm, ordinary, but behind closed doors, he was planning something so calculated, it would shock an entire nation. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, nothing ever seemed out of place. Tree-lined streets, well-kept lawns, neighbors who waved as they passed by. It was the kind of place where nothing bad ever happened. And at the center of it all was David's family. Neighbors described them the same way every time: perfect, a loving wife, 2 young children, a father who worked hard and kept to himself. Weekend barbecues, school drop-offs, family photos filled with smiles. From the outside, it looked like a dream. But inside that house, something was slowly breaking apart. David wasn't the man everyone thought he was. Behind the calm exterior, he was drowning. His business was failing. Bills were stacking up faster than he could hide them. Credit cards were maxed out. Loans were overdue. Phone calls from banks became constant. At first, he tried to keep it together, pretending everything was fine. Smiling at dinner, laughing with his kids. But the pressure didn't go away. It grew, day by day, quietly, relentlessly, until it became something else. Something darker. In the weeks leading up to the crime, things started to change, small things, the kind most people wouldn't notice. David became distant, conversations grew shorter. Eye contact disappeared. His wife noticed it first. She asked if something was wrong. He said no. But his tone had changed, cold, flat, unfamiliar. Soon, he stopped sleeping in their bedroom. He said he needed space, but what he really needed was time to think, time to plan. Late at night, while everyone else slept, David stayed awake, sitting alone in the dark, thinking, calculating, and slowly forming a decision. Then came the purchases. At first, nothing unusual: cleaning supplies, storage bins, plastic sheets, but then more items. Heavy-duty bags, gloves, tools he had never owned before. Each purchase, small on its own, but together, they told a story. It happened on a night just like any other. No storm, no noise, no warning, just silence. Inside the house, everything appeared normal. Lights off, doors locked, a family asleep, and then something changed. No screams were heard. No neighbors noticed anything unusual. No alarms were triggered. Everything was controlled. By morning, the house was quiet, too quiet. At 8:42 a.m., David picked up his phone and called the police. His voice was steady, calm. He said he had just returned home, and his family was gone. No forced entry, no broken windows. At first, police treated it as a missing persons case. They searched the house, the neighborhood, nearby roads and parks, but something felt off. David wasn't acting like a man in panic. He wasn't frantic. He wasn't desperate. He didn't ask questions. He didn't demand answers. Instead, he waited, watched, spoke carefully. Every word measured, every reaction controlled. Detectives began asking simple questions. Where had he been? What time did he get home? Who last saw the family? His answers came quickly. Too quickly, and they never changed. Not once, but the details didn't quite line up. Then came the breakthrough. Security cameras, grainy, distant, silent, but revealing. The footage showed David, late at night, in his driveway, moving back and forth, from the house to his vehicle, over and over again. Each time, he loaded it into the trunk, and each time, he returned inside, empty-handed. When asked about it, he said it was trash. But investigators knew better. Police returned to the house, this time, with a different mindset. Not as a missing persons case, but as something else. Something darker. At first glance, everything looked clean, spotless, almost too perfect, and that's what raised suspicion. Because real life isn't perfect. Not like that. Forensic teams began their work, using special lights, chemical tests, and then they found it. Traces, small, faint, hidden, but unmistakable. Blood, wiped away, but not completely. The evidence told a story, a violent one that had been carefully erased, or at least attempted. David was brought in again. This time, the tone was different. The room was quiet, still, heavy. Hours passed, questions repeated, silence stretched, and then Something shifted, for just a moment. His composure cracked. Eventually, he spoke, not loudly, not emotionally, matter of fact, he admitted it. But not in the way anyone expected, he explained, like it was logical. Like it made sense. He said he felt trapped, that everything was collapsing, that he couldn't fix it, and in his mind, there was only one solution. To erase the life he could no longer control. It wasn't impulsive. It wasn't sudden. It was planned, carefully, step by step. The purchases, the timing, the cleanup. Everything had a purpose. When the truth came out, it shocked everyone. Neighbors couldn't believe it. Friends refused to accept it. How could someone so normal do something so calculated, so cold, so final? But the evidence was clear. And the story was undeniable. The home that once felt warm now stood silent, empty rooms, echoing hallways, memories frozen in time. A place that once held life now held only questions, because sometimes the most dangerous people don't look dangerous. They don't stand out. They don't raise alarms. They blend in. They smile. They wave. They live right next to you, and you'd never know what they're capable of until it's too late.